This is how you know you're carrying the cross. You know that only God truly satisfies. Now look back in verse 14. Paul writes, "Far be it from me to boast except in the cross of the Lord Jesus Christ, by which the world has been crucified to me and I to the world." The world is the corporate expression of our flesh. That part of us that wants to work for God's approval, that part of us that won't submit to God, that part that wants to be God, okay? So the world is the collective. So when Paul says the world, he's not just talking about, people. He's talking about this collective thing that doesn't want to let God be God, right? And he says the world is crucified to me. It's not that the world is dead. It's that I'm dead to it. It's not that I'm dead in the world. It's that I'm dead to the world. I love the quote from the church father Augustine. Augustine was he was a player before he became a Christian. He was just a mess, just a sexually immoral man. And he had become a Christian, and he was out somewhere, and he saw a woman that he had sex with. And she was trying to get his attention and kind of, waving at him and like acting seductive. And finally she comes right up to him and she says, "Augustine, it is I." And Augustine stepped back and said, "I know, but it is not I." What was he saying? He's saying that he's a different guy now, right? He realized that the world does not satisfy, and he was becoming dead to it, though he still lived in the world. See, when the cross has a rightful place in your life, the beauty and the illusion and the allure of the world begins to fade. But if you're boasting about something else other than the cross, you're constantly tempted. You know, Christian, that you're boasting in something else besides the cross if you want everything but Jesus. If it's just effortless for you to get bitter, for you to spend money, for you to waste time, for you to work too hard, all that shows you've got the wrong boast. Your treasure's in the wrong place. He says, I'm dead to the world. I'm not dead in the world, but I'm dead to the world. Those of us who experience the cross know nothing else satisfies. Nothing else but Jesus matters. And it just takes preeminence, and it just takes focus off of other things. And we can be in the middle of the craziest sin stuff ever. We can be in the middle of the most stressful situations and just be like, oh, I'm just so glad Jesus died for me. I'm so glad I know God. This is so satisfying. Nothing in the world can compare to what he's done for me and what he's doing in me. And sometimes we play with sin occasionally, but we always come back because he's better. And this is what he's talking about in verse 16. I love it. He says, and as for all who walk by this rule, peace and mercy be upon them. See, those who've experienced the cross have this inner tranquility about them, this peace that says, it's going to be okay because I'm okay with him. It's going to be okay because I'm okay with him. And that transcends any external circumstance. That transcends any stress in your life. That just makes you inwardly strong. That's what a Christian is. That's what Paul wants for the church. That's what Paul wants for our church. That we live in grace and that we're free. Free to love God, free to love people.